Welcome back to the 13th annual Halloween special. Tonight we're talking about a new release, Black Phone 2, directed by Scott Derrickson and written by him and C. Robert Cargill. As Finn, now 17, struggles with life after his captivity, his sister begins receiving calls in her dreams from the Black Phone and seeing disturbing visions of three boys being stalked at a winter camp known as Alpine Lake. The first Black Phone was based off of a short story from Joe Hill and featured Ethan Hawke as the Grabber, an instantly iconic new horror antagonist. But that short story did feel like it had a pretty good definitive ending, as well as The Black Phone. It's a really good movie. I love The Black Phone, and I was very excited to see what they would do with the sequel, especially since that first film did feel like it had a lot of closure. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything in horror franchise world, and sometimes you see a sequel and you think to yourself, okay, this was definitely a cash grab. And sometimes you see a movie like Black Phone 2 and you can feel the passion behind the camera and in every line the characters say. You can tell that Derrickson and Cargill didn't want to just make a sequel to get paid. They made a movie that they really cared about, and they presented characters from that first film that they clearly also really care about, namely this brother-sister relationship. Finn and Gwen, played by Mason Thames and Madeleine McGraw. Ever since Black Phone, Mason Thames has been showing up in a lot of great stuff. Obviously this year, How to Train Your Dragon, he was really good in, and he's great here once again as Finn. But for me, Madeleine McGraw's performance was a real standout. She's done a lot of work before as a young actress, and this is one of the first times that she has given a real genuine showcase, and she delivers. In the first film, there were hints at an ability she may or may not have, and this film explores that in a far deeper way. We get to go inside of her dreams, which are shot in 8mm, something that Derrickson and Cargill have really loved doing in the past, and they do very, very well. And it's a very effective device to let us know when we're in the dream world and when we're in the real world. And you might think in a horror movie, if you're in the dream world, you'll be safe. But if you've ever seen a horror movie before, you know that's probably not very true. This is the world in which the Grabber can operate now. Because spoilers, if you've never seen Black Phone 1, we're going to talk about the ending of that film in a second. If you haven't seen Black Phone, it's great. Check it out. At the end of that movie, the Grabber dies. And this film honors that ending, but he has found a way, just like his victims in the first film who were calling Finn on the phone, to get back in touch with our characters and to even harm them. And once again, Ethan Hawke is just so good as this character, and he's doing very vile things, pretty much exclusively to kids, and yet somehow the inflection he puts on his lines, the spice he adds to every single thing that he says, makes him kind of likable, even though he's an absolute heathen. The movie also has some very satisfying gore and really good kills. Some of it is very grisly though, and it's not like it's fun. The movie has a great way of making you feel disturbed, especially in those 8mm sequences. But what I kept coming back to and feeling emotionally fulfilled by is the relationship between the brother and sister. It's wholesome, and they really care about each other. Yes, they argue about some things, as any film should have some conflict, but it feels like a relationship where it really matters. They have genuine love for each other, and it's real, and it feels authentic. Both of them are so good together. This camp, Alpine Lake, is described as a Christian facility. There are two older people who run this place, and they have a way of doing things, and sometimes they don't want to get involved in things even when they could help and others might be in harm. And there's a pretty good scene where somebody looks at them and is like, are you actually doing what you believe? Or are you protecting yourself just for selfish reasons? And I think it turns the mirror on ourselves and asks some of us if we're actually practicing what we preach. The movie also features a really, dare I say, cozy, snowy landscape. I could totally see myself rewatching this in the winter time as well. It works really well as a spooky season Halloween watch, but when it gets snowy in Ohio, I would like to watch films like this or The Shining, bundled up in a blanket on the couch. Black Phone 2 gave me a lot of the things that I wanted to see out of a sequel because it does honor the ending of the first film. It doesn't try to cheat in that regard, but it also goes in a new direction, a new tone. It honors a lot of really great horror films that it's obviously paying homage to in a very loving way, but it doesn't completely copy and paste the first movie or its successes, which is a risk. And I like that it takes those risks. There's extended sequences in this movie without score. Even though the score by Atticus Derrickson is very, very good, there's a lot of sequences that don't overly rely on it. And I thought that was really great too. Black Phone 2 is a good time. If you like the first movie, I can see yourself having a really good time with this one. Definitely check it out in theaters. I hope you guys do see the film in theaters as well as my film, which comes out next week, October 24th. Shelby Oaks is going to be in theaters nationwide, all over the place. Please go support an indie horror movie in the movie theaters. Hollywood will hear us. It's the only way they pay attention to things like this. It's the only way indie filmmakers can truly break through, is if they notice that people care enough to go to the theater. So please, tickets are on sale right now for Shelby Oaks. Please go buy some and go see our film in the theater, as well as Black Phone 2. Both of them. Please support horror this October season. Guys, thank you so much, as always, for watching. Look forward to more videos very soon. If you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.